We here at BioServe, together with our international collaborators, are currently developing a biological experiment called Deep Space Radiation Genomics that will fly on board the Artemis 1 mission, Orion's very first test flight around the Moon. This is a historic milestone as it is the first time since Apollo 17 in 1972, and with that almost 50 years ago, that NASA has sent actively growing biology outside of low Earth orbit. We here on Earth, as well as astronauts on board the International Space Station, are radiation shielded by the Van Allen belts, but Orion and its astronauts will be fully exposed to potentially harmful deep space radiation. We are looking what effects that radiation has on our future astronauts. Instead of testing on humans, we are using yeast as a model organism since it shares about 70% of its DNA with that of our human DNA. We are currently developing specific hardware that is capable of autonomously activating, incubating, and recording our experiment in the deep space environment. Once we are in lunar orbit, we are activating our experiment, and the thousands of cells that we will launch will grow in multiple generations over a period of just a couple of days. In addition to our experiment on board Orion, we will also have control experiments back in our labs on Earth, as well as in our permanent facilities on board the International Space Station. Comparing results from those three locations will help us to differentiate the variables of microgravity, radiation, and the combination thereof on our results. After its trip around the Moon, we are recovering our samples from Orion and analyze them in our labs. Once we have gained our results, we hope to make important recommendations to future human space exploration in order to keep our astronauts safe on their trip to the Moon.